And so you think weed is legal in this country?
I guess so, yeah.
You guess so?
Is it not?
I don't know. Or you're gonna have to watch this video to find out. Stay tuned. Why are there so many weed and cannabis shops in Prague, Czech Republic? Well, the very short answer is because there's a lot of tourists here. What do you guys think about the cannabis shops here? Have you seen a few?
We literally just landed.
You just landed?
20 minutes ago, first time here.
Okay.
We don't know what the law is or anything like
You don't know what the law
We
is?
weren't anticipating anything like this.
Oh, you weren't anticipating. Okay, okay.
We're more curious to what is really going on here, yeah.
Well, does it seem that it would be legal or
It
no?
certainly does.
It certainly
gives
does?
the Amsterdam vibes. Of,
It gives the Amsterdam vibes.
Come on in and you know.
Now, the question that obviously pops in your head is weed legal in this country? Well, the answer to it is not just yes and no, it's a bit more complicated than that, and we'll get to it throughout the video. But let's first look at how these stores actually target towards their customers, because usually they target only towards tourists. Is weed legal here?
I know that's the
THC?
Yes.
Does that include THC?
Yes.
All right. And how much is it?
It's 500.
Oh, 500? And it's legal. Okay. One of the things that proves my point that these stores only aim at foreign tourists is a sticker we found on one of the stores, the cannabis point behind me. And the sticker is funny because partially it's in English and it says, weed sold here, legal in Czech. So that's the part that is in English. And then the part that is in Czech that foreigners will not understand says, this product is intended for decorational purposes only, does not contain any substances that can make you high. It is not a tobacco nor a food product. Do not smoke, do not eat, do not consume. And that's the part that is on the sticker, only in Czech language. Now, I bet you if the tourists knew that this is for decorational purposes only, they would put it on their shelf at home, would be just staring at it and be like, dude, I got this stuff in Prague, it really kicks. Do you have anything with THC?
Smoke?
Yeah. Like a pre-rolled joint or something? Oh, nice. How much is this? How much? Can I take a look? Can I take a look? Oh, wow. And that's THC or?
Yeah.
Nice. $9.50 for a gram. That's a lot. Do you have anything cheaper?
For you, 800, okay?
800? We're walking around all these cannabis shops that are around the city center, and basically their definition is that they only have like weed products and regular products that are so extremely overpriced that you have no idea. Like a beer in a can costs like 3 times more than if you would go to a pub across the street. But anyhow, that's beside the point. In terms of the weed products, it doesn't matter what you ask them, if it is THC or it isn't. Basically, they're gonna say yes to anything because their only goal is to sell you the product. So this woman is holding a box that clearly says HHC on it. I'm asking if it's THC, she says yes. Then she's lowering the price to sell it to me. So they'll tell you anything to sell it to you. So you might as well just ask them, is it pure water, the green stuff you're holding? Yeah, it's pure water, you know, go buy it. Do you have any lollipops without weed? Without, like no weed lollipop. Does it have THC in it? Gets me high? Yeah. You say yes to everything, huh? No, man.
Thank you, goodbye.
So I should leave now? Okay, bye. Kind of rude. You're buying? No? Get out. Remember this store? We already mentioned it. It has a 1-star review on Google. Now I know why. Now the following 2 stores caught our eye for different reasons. One had the Comic Sans written sign that said marijuana, and the other one seemed quite welcoming and had the sign THC on it, which is quite important for this part. So I walked in and I asked if they sell weed that contains THC. This is what they said. Do you have a THC weed?
This is around 20% THC.
20%?
20%.
So it's legal here?
No, it's not.
It's not?
You need a medical license to sell, and you're not allowed to smoke on the street, but nobody cares.
Oh, nobody cares? So how can you sell it? You have the license?
We have license.
You have license. Oh. So, but can I smoke it on the street?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Anywhere you want.
This is good? Wow, that smells good. Is THC?
THC.
What's the percent THC? 22% THC. All right. Maximum THC? Now let's answer the question if weed is legal in the Czech Republic. Well, there's not really a yes or no answer because it is decriminalized. In other words, if you get your hands on it and you smoke it on the street, nobody's gonna put you to jail. On the other hand, you can't just walk into a store and buy weed that would make you high because it would need to have THC in it. That's why I walked into the store and I asked the guy if what he's selling has THC, and the other guy, they both said it has 20% and more of THC, which would make it illegal to sell because it can only have 1% of THC. In other words, they were either selling illegally weed, which I doubt because they would be shut down, or they were simply lying to me because I'm a tourist and I have no idea what's going on in this country. So the stuff they sell is either CBD, which is quite a complicated story, but it's legal to sell here, or it's HHC, which is a whole different story, and it's a substance that our law still doesn't know how to really look at it. That's why quite often we saw those signs on the packages that said, you cannot consume this, you cannot smoke this, you cannot eat this, because it is not approved as something that you can put into your body. So we have tourists that are looking for weed, they're looking to get high, and sellers who will tell them anything to sell them the weed. But let's be fair, we've also walked into many shops, actually they're across the river, where we also asked the same question, does it contain THC? And the answer was always no, that would be illegal in this country, this is the stuff we sell, and you cannot legally buy weed that would make you high in a store in Prague. So yes, they were honest to us. Do you sell any THC? Do you sell any like THC stuff?
HHC. We sell HHC. Its name is THC weed, but legal in Czech Republic.
Oh, and THC is not?
No.
Okay, unfortunately. We only walked about a mile and we saw around a dozen of these weed shops. And we found out that, first of all, not all of them can be trustworthy or honest because they simply lie to you about what they sell. And also, if you're intending to go in them and buy something, maybe do a little bit more research than just relying on what they will tell you. I said that they are here because tourists are here, but the other reason there's so many of them is because the industry here on the street kind of works that people see what somebody else is doing and they do the same thing. That's why there's so many trdelník stands, because simply people saw that one is working fine, so they opened another one and another one and another one. Eventually this street became just trdelník stands, candy shops and weed shops. Another reason we made this video are also the tourists we saw on the streets of Prague, and whenever they see a weed shop, they're always like, wow, that's amazing, you guys have weed shops here, I bet you all smoke weed. They start taking pictures, they're like, this country's awesome, there's weed everywhere. Nope, it's only the tourist area. As one actually vendor in this store said, well, only tourists come here. I mean, this street is like a city within a city, and he was right about that. And last but not least, the marketing of weed in general is catchy. People like to look at it, they like to see it. It is kind of still controversial. And by the way, if there's one country in the world where 420 makes sense, it's here. Because our dialing code, our country code for phones is 420. And on that note, I would like to end this video. And at the end, I'm going to teach you how to say 420 in Czech. Well, it's 420. 420 is 420, so I just taught you that, and I don't have to teach that to Snoop Dogg because he was actually once asked if he knows what the country code for Czech Republic is, and he knew, 420. But he didn't know how to say it in Czech, so 420.